Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish nations. And today we are doing a budget check-in for weeks 1 and 2 of January 2022. First budget check-in of the year. And I guess that we could consider it late since I did not do a week 1. But let's go ahead and get into it. I've had some interesting, well, I guess there's been some change. Well, we're just going to get into it. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I use a free app online called Every Dollar. It is a Dave Ramsey product, and I'm not a huge Dave Ramsey fan, or I'm not a fan of him at all, but it is free and it works well for the way I do my budget. But there are lots of other cool budget softwares to try out if you're looking for one. And if you are returning, as always, thanks so much for helping me stay accountable to my budget with me. And I hope it's somehow useful for you too, or at least it's fun to see what random things I spend money on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. In last month's budget check-ins, I had said I had rented a car at the end of December to visit my family, and I was trying to beat the toll thing. So if I prepaid, it would have been $60, and then I didn't prepay. So actually something interesting came. I had a charge last month. I guess I just want to tell y'all about this. I had a charge last month. We're going to go down to travel. Coming travel and budget. Oh, maybe I did change it. Okay, I think I thought this was the tolls and it was $38.46, but it was actually gas because I prepaid for gas. And the reason I did that was just because I was renting the car in Orlando, and I didn't know how far a gas station was, and there's so many weird tools anyway. I just figured it would be easier to do. I almost never make that choice, but I would say it's kind of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I did return the car nearly to empty. It was also like a fancy new car that tells you how many miles you have. I only drive old cars, so not used to that. But anyway, the actual toll price, or the actual tolls, I thought came in this month at, let me see if I can find it, $31.62. So I was like, oh, okay, that was the gas. This is the tolls, $31.62. That's pretty cool. I guess I'm going to put this in travel, even though there's no money there. But that's okay. This is how I track things. $31.62, that's not so bad. Let me put this over here in travel. But over the course of the last couple weeks, a couple more have come in. So this one for $118. And then this one for $8.89. So $41.69. I'm still beating the $60, but I'm curious to see if any more of these float in. Yeah, I mean, I would just say don't ever fly into Orlando. Why? I will never do that again, even though my siblings live there. Just go to Tampa. Just go to Tampa. That's where I ended up having to fly out of anyway. So anyway, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and get into actual purchases. I know I have a bunch of grocery store purchases. Y'all know, the grocery store is my favorite place anyway. But between the year ending and traveling and whatnot, I did need to and actually just some weird, I ran out of rice. I had to repurchase rice, which I usually buy in a 15 or 25 pound bag. So I had to stock up on a few things. Oh, and eggs for some reason. There was a weird shortage of eggs, and I was actually running out, which if you've ever seen any of my What I Eat in a Day, is eggs are one of my staples. I always keep plenty in the house. But anyway, I had to stock up. And also I was just trying to get myself amped again about cooking and stuff like that. That is one problem when you go see your Italian family, is you forget how to feed yourself because they're doing it for you, and they're doing such a good job. So yeah, let's hit these grocery stores. This was my most recent purchase, which was just like yesterday or the day before, and I probably should not have gone hungry. I was definitely starving and ready for dinner, but I needed to pick up actually rice. I needed to pick up rice. And I went to the Hong Fat Market, and they just have so much good stuff. I did buy a couple of like kind of expensive fancy snacks. I got like for example, I got the little like fish snacks where they're like little fish, like little sardines, kind of like the ones you would use to make stock with, and like a little dry fish, but then they're like covered with like a kind of a candy basically. And I got those, and those were really good. Anyway, I got also yummy veggies, and I got some like frozen pork bows and some frozen gyoza, and just basically stocked up, and that was $75.75. I probably didn't need to spend that much money, but that's okay. Okay. Earlier in the week or last week, I went to Gross Out and I spent $20.10, and then I think the rest of these are from the first week. So I don't remember all the details. Oh, San Francisco Bakery. I just got 2 loaves of bread. That was $10.06. I have not gotten on the bread baking train yet. And yeah, maybe 2021. The end of it was just not a bread baking time for me, but I'm trying to revive my starter, my sourdough starter, and just see how it goes. Okay, Fred Meyer. This was I think the main shop, and I spent $90.74 at Fred Meyer, and then Safeway $26.50. That day at Fred Meyer, I did pick up some protein because I feel like I haven't shown it yet, but I do have a video coming up with the grocery haul from that day. And then last but not least, Safeway $26.50. Yeah, okay. I have some food. Nom Nom. I picked up dinner one night from Nom Nom. It's basically a little Vietnamese style deli, Vietnamese deli, and I got a banh mi and a pork bao, and that was $16.50. Of course, I always leave a good tip because I love Nom Nom. I love the owners, and you know, I always try to leave a good tip, especially for folks working during a pandemic. And I also spent $12.50 at a bar that has actually such nice outdoor seating. Last time I went, it was just kind of open and there were some tables and they had like umbrellas. But now they've actually built these little covered like huts, kind of like little like lean-tos or something, just like simple wooden structures and tables, and then they have a little heater, but it's all outdoors. I think so good for the pandemic life. So that was $12.50. Going in restaurants. I've got, all right, I'm going to scroll up to me. I went to actually, I take that back. I tried to go to the chef store to buy, I don't know I'll see if I can find it and link it, but a while back I did a video where I think it was like a pantry and freezer challenge, and I was sharing all my grocery hauls to supplement what was in the pantry and freezer, and I bought a little quarter sheet pan at the chef store, and I was obsessed with it, and I wanted to use the last little bit of my me money to get a couple more sheet pans, another quarter one and 2 half sheet pans, but they were out, and so I didn't, but I did pick up a couple of things for groceries. So that's going to go in groceries, and that is $24.18. And I don't have a lot left. I definitely bought a few things that I didn't like need immediately, but for example, one of the things I bought at the chef store was tortillas, and I meal prepped, and also like in that Fred Meyer had gotten some chicken. Anyway, I meal prepped like a bunch of burritos, my like favorite meal prep burrito, chicken chorizo burritos. And so like those are in the freezer at work, and will last like at least another month. So I did do some, like I said, restocking of staples, and like got the ingredients to make that meal prep burritos. I made 10 of them. But yeah, I got to be careful with the groceries. And actually, I'm missing one thing from groceries, so I'm going to add it right now. I have adjusted the yearly budget, so you'll see this, and you'll see it adjusted out for at the end of the month. But I actually realized it is CSA time. I've done a CSA for the last 2 years, but I have not yet ever planned for it in my yearly budget. Although last year and this year I've managed to adjust my grocery budget to accommodate it. So I'm not just adding this to the grocery budget. But anyway, it's 550. Wait. 500? Oh my gosh. You know what? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. I had to go check. And actually, even though I checked how much it should be, I'm like now questioning if I wrote the check for the right amount. But anyway, for the first half of my 2022 CSA, it is 275. And I got my first year, I got the small share because I'm only one person, right? But my second year, I got a different farm, but I got the large share. And that made so much more sense because even though I actually oftentimes did get more veggies than I could eat, I actually got, and I did several. I did several on the channel. There are several hauls of my CSA, or at least a few. Anyway, I got enough that I could like prepare a larger amount of something. Like I got enough of each ingredient to actually use. I often gave things away, like especially the things I don't really like a lot. And I did some preserving. And so I think it makes sense to get the large. I'd rather give some food away. It's not twice as much for the large. It's only a percentage more. So it just makes sense for me to do the large. And I'm going back to the farm that I did the first year, and I'm so excited because I loved both farms, but this farm they would give you raspberries, and they have a cooler, so you'd go pick it up, and you'd get these like fresh, perfect, picked that week, but like cold raspberries, and it's just one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten in my life. Anyway, moving right along, that's going to go in groceries. And like I said, you'll see that adjusted out for, and if I ever get to it, I'm definitely going to share a 2022 budget video. And so you'll see it adjusted for in that for the year. So I'm going to track that expense. Okay. Let's get back to the last of these transactions and wrap it up. I've got cat medicine. And in cat news, I went to pick up my cat's medicine at the regular vet, and I had to pay $6.66. It is such a small amount because I still had a credit there a while back. Gosh, I don't even remember when. Maybe a year ago, not even, maybe 6 months ago. My neighbor, unbeknownst to me, called my vet because she knew I was having a lot of cat health problems. And she's very kind, and she left a gift. She gifted money to my account at my vet's, and I've been using that to pay for a lot of medicine, all of the medicine that comes from there. That's mostly Junior's medicine. Anyway, that credit is gone, so it's kind of intense. Yeah, so $6.66 was the amount that I had to pay, and now I will have to pay everything from there. Anyway, totally unexpected gift, but like, wow, like I'm just really feeling again, like how much that has like touched my life and how helpful that has been. Yeah, I should make her cookies again. Okay, anyway, I also picked up Violet's medicines at the specialist, and that was $21.32, and so that's going to go in the cat fund. All right. Oh, and I picked up Pet.Work cat treats. These are basically I get these little packets. I'm trying to get cans. Obviously, the cans are cheaper, but I have to select. The reason I go and get these special ones is I have to select the ones that are very clear. They don't have any mystery ingredients because one of my cats cannot eat chicken. She will put it back out, and So I ended up buying these little packets. They're not really treats, they're food, but they are just really explicit with their labels. I've tried some of the cans of the brands that only use certain ingredients and are very clear in their packaging, but my cat doesn't like them. But something I've been doing recently is I bought a few different types and I've been blending them up with just a little bit of water to make them more like gravy, which she seems to like better. She's still very picky, but I'm hoping we could move in the direction of the slightly cheaper cans. But in the meantime, these little packets work and she mostly will eat them. I have sort of cut out the ones that she doesn't eat. Anyway, 73 there. I can't remember the last time that I stocked up, but I feel like it was like 1 or 2 months ago. Usually they last me a month or two, so $70 is a lot for food, especially because their actual regular food is $75 a month. Maybe it's $80 a month now, but I got to do what I got to do. So anyway, and then the last thing that came out, and I know I have not shared my 2022 budget, but because of various factors, I'm actually having to remove this radical intersectional feminism, this sharing part of my budget. For right now, I'm removing it from my regular personal budget, and I'm putting that over in my business budget. And I'll talk more about that when I share my year budget video. But basically, I just don't have enough money to share this year as things are projected. So I didn't cancel my Patreon accounts and they all came out. That was $32.47. So that's going to go there. You know, I'm happy to share it. It's such an important part. And I really thought maybe I should just leave the accounts open. But I think for me, the way that it works best for my brain is to have a very clear plan and then execute the plan and then build on it. And I will definitely continue to do that. But anyway, they came out in January, but I have canceled them all for February. Patreon is really special to me. It was the first $5 of my budget that I started sharing. And I plan to continue to support the creators in different ways that I support on there. And of course, as always, other people, but I'm just going to do it in different ways. And I will talk more about that. I do have a video about sharing somewhere. I think I always say, like, I'll put this video up here and then I forget, but I'll try to remember. And I might need to make another one to talk about the different way I'm doing sharing this year. Okay, and then last but not least, I bought this in December, but I don't think I tracked it. I bought a calendar. This is from one of my former students who is a really prolific and amazing comic book artist, and it is their calendar. That was $32. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the 2% for art because why not? And it's so cool. I love this year. This year's theme is like plants, and I love it so much. And I should make a video and show you my calendar and my planner for this year. I definitely am not organized like I have been in the past for videos, but I hope you are enjoying what I am putting up. If you are looking for anything in particular, let me know down below. That's me for the month. I hope that you are having a great month so far, and I will see you in the next video.